I would say I don't do anything in excess. Like guaro, I don't do in excess except occasionally.
Bienvenidos a las redes de Caracol Televisión. Me encuentro con un cantante, compositor, guitarrista y pianista y además nominado al Grammy, JP Saxe. Bienvenido a Colombia. Welcome to Caracol Televisión. How does Bogotá receive you this time?
I love it here. People are very kind to me. I feel very welcome. Gracias for having me. It's such a beautiful city.
Well, let's start talking about Moderation, your latest song with Camilo.
Sí.
And I'd like to know about the process
Sí.
of writing, the writing process. And also because I feel like it's a very emotional song. What was the writing process?
Well, most of my favorite songs start as conversations. If I'm writing by myself, it's a conversation with myself. If I'm writing with someone else, it's a conversation with them. And Camilo and I were talking about our shared belief that as much as you love someone, you can love them so fully, but that if you don't love the way they love you, that it's hard to make it work. And that conversation turned into this song. But one of my favorite things about the song is that in English, baby please don't want me in moderation means something different. You can't really say that in Spanish because te quiero means I love you. So to say don't want me in moderation means don't love me in moderation. So the way I say it in English and the way he says it in Spanish means slightly different things because of the language.
Okay, that's very interesting. How much time did it took to write the song?
The whole process of the song was about 2 years.
Okay, that's a lot.
From writing it to then producing it many times because I wanted it to be right, and then a video that I love.
Okay, what is the song that it took you the less time to write?
I have a song called A Little Bit Yours, which I wrote in like an hour.
Just 1 hour. Oh, that's impressive. I'd like to know, what do you do with moderation and what things you don't do with moderation?
I would say I'm a reasonably responsible human, so I don't do anything in excess. Like guaro, I don't do in excess except occasionally. Traveling, I think I do without moderation because I love what it feels like to understand myself in a place I've never been. Boba, not in moderation.
You're addicted.
It's a problem.
Let's talk about the video because
See?
I feel like it could be a little bit different and hard to understand. At the beginning, we have some small slices of pizza, a small piece of cake, and all these things. And at the end, there's a lot of it.
Sí.
What's the message behind it?
Los directores de videoclips Evaluna y Ricky Montaner. Y they're incredible. Geniuses, I think. And making art that I love is even more fun when I'm doing it with people I love. So to get to make it, that was one of my favorite days of my life. That I guess in the simplest way to describe it is that it starts out everything very much in moderation, and by the end we just have more of everything than we could possibly imagine. Too many cakes, too many cupcakes, too many pizzas.
I want to know, why are you interested in the Latin American public? Because most of artists are like, they establish themselves in, I don't know, Europe or United States. Why are you interested in our public?
The emotional answer is that my mother lived here my mother lived in Peru for 15 years, and I met Mawiriki right after her passing because they sent me a really beautiful message after she died, and that's actually what started our friendship. So it feels very spiritual to me that I have built a connection with Latin America the way my mom did in my life, after hers.
You will be joining John Mayer on his tour.
Yeah.
How did this happen? We know John Mayer is a great artist. You're also very talented.
Gracias.
How did this connection work?
We're friends, and he's been extraordinarily gracious and generous with me in my music career, giving me advice, helping me with songs, and he asked me to open for his shows, and that is an absolute dream for me because I've loved him since I was young, and I get to open for him in my hometown in Toronto, which will be particularly special.
How would you describe your experience or the song with a person? For example, Kany García.
I think music is a team sport. So even if you're a solo artist, when I'm a fan of someone's music, I love being able to see what happens when we create together.
What about John Mayer?
He feels like my big brother. Yeah. And I don't have a big brother. I think my friends become my family. It's why I've made Camilo my brother. It's why Mau y Ricky are my brothers. It's why Eva feels like a sister. It's why that family. I think songs, when they are extremely personal, sometimes end up touching something that's a lot more universal. And that was a very personal story, and it just happened to connect with something that the whole world was thinking about at the same time. Like, if nothing else mattered, if you weren't going to wake up in the morning, who would you want to fall asleep beside? Hola amigos, yo me llamo JP Saxe y espero que lo disfruten mi nueva canción con mi hermano Camilo. If you would like to listen to the rest of my music, I would love for you to hear it. There's a lot of my heart in it.